Yeah, dear student, today we continue with our chapter 10 financial markets. Okay, today we are going to study stock exchanges. Okay, I give you the brief introduction of about the stock exchange in the previous class. So today we are going to study the functions and trading procedures. Clear? Functions of a stock exchange. The efficient functioning of a stock exchange creates a conducive climate for an active and growing primary market for new issues. An active and healthy secondary market and existing security leads to positive environment among investors. The following are some of the important functions of a stock exchange. Providing liquidity and marketability to existing securities. The main function of a stock exchange is to provide a ready and continuous market for the sale and purchase of existing securities. It helps existing investors to disinvest and fresh investors to enter the market. Pricing of securities. Share prices on a stock exchange are determined by the forces of demand and supply. A stock exchange is a mechanism of constant valuation through which prices of securities are determined. Such a valuation provides important instant information to both buyers and sellers in the market. Safety of transaction. The membership of a stock exchange is well regulated and securities are traded, cleared and settled within the regulatory framework prescribed by SEBI. This ensures that the investing public get a safe and fair deal on the market. Contributes to economic growth. A stock exchange is a market in which existing securities are resold or traded. Through this process of disinvestment and reinvestment, saving yet channelized into their most productive investment avenues. This leads to capital formation and economic growth. Spreading of equity cult. The stock exchange can play a vital role in ensuring wider share ownership by regulating new issues, better trading practices, and taking effective steps in educating the public about investments. Providing a scope for speculation. The stock exchange provides sufficient scope within the provision of the law for speculative activity in a restricted and controlled manner. A certain degree of healthy speculation is necessary to ensure liquidity and price continuity within the stock market. Clear? So these are the following functions which a share market or a stock exchange can provide. Now, trading procedure in a stock exchange. Steps involved in screen-based trading for buying and selling of securities. First is selection of a broker. If an investor wishes to buy or sell any security, he has to first approach a registered broker or sub-broker and enter into an agreement with him. The investor has to sign a broker-client agreement and a client registration form before placing an order to buy or sell securities. He has also to provide certain other details and information. These include permanent account number. This is mandatory. Date of birth and address. Educational qualification and occupation. Residential status, whether he is NRI or normal resident. Bank account detail. Depository account details. Name of any other broker with whom registered. Client code. Number in the client registration form. The broker then opens a trading account in the name of investor. Opening Demat account. The investor has to open a Demat account or beneficially owner account with a depository participant called DP for holding and transferring securities in Demat form. He must also have a bank account for cash transaction in securities market. Dematerialization. Shares can be held either in physical form or an electronic book entry form of holding and transferring shares can also be adopted. This electronic form is called dematerialized form. Dematerialization is a process where securities held by the investor in the physical form are cancelled and the investor is given an electronic entry or number so that she can hold it as an electronic balance in the account. For this, the investor has to open a Demat account with an organization called a depository, like a bank. In other words, the process of holding securities in an electronic form is called dematerialization. Physical share can be converted into electronic form. In fact, now all IPOs are issued in dematerialization form and more than 99% of the turnover is settled by the delivery in the Demat form. The Securities and Exchange Board of India has made it mandatory for the settlement procedure to take place in Demat form. Advantages of dematerialization. This is mainly done to eliminate problem associated with the share certificate or debentures held in the physical form like theft, forced transfer, transfer delays, paperwork related to the share certificate transfer form, etc. Holding share in the demat form is very convenient as it is just like a bank account. Dematerialization enables shares to be transferred to some other account just like cash and ensures settlement of all trades through a single account in the shares. These demat securities can even be pledged or hypothecated to get loans. All transactions of the investor are settled with greater speed, efficiency, and use of all securities are entered in an electronic book entry mode. Now, question arises: what are depository and depository participant? Just like a bank keeps money in safe custody for customer, a depository also is like a bank and keeps securities in electronic form on behalf of investor. In India, there are two depositories: NSDL. It is the first and largest depository presently operational in India. It was promoted as a joint venture of IDBI, UTI, and National Stock Exchange. The CSDL, Central Depository Services Limited. It is the second depository to commence operation and was promoted by Bombay Stock Exchange and Bank of India. Both these national level depositories interact with the investors through intermediaries called DPs. DPs are the agent intermediary between the investor and depositories. Financial institutions, banks, and clearing corporations, stockbrokers, and non-banking financing corporations are permitted to become depository participant functions of DPs. To maintain the accounts of dematerialized shares of the investor and to intimate them about the status of their holding from time to time. This is the main work of the DP. The basic purpose for which the DP is established is to hold the shares in electronic form. Clear? So this is the concept of dematerialization, means holding share in electronic form, and the institution holding share in electronic form is called depository and depository participants. Clear? Now third point is placing the order. The investor then places an order with the broker to buy or sell shares. Clear instruction have to be given about the number of shares and the price at which shares should be bought or sold. The broker will then go ahead with the deal and issue an order confirmation slip to the investors. Match the order. The broker then will go online and connect to the main stock exchange and make the share and the best price available for the order instituted by any client. Then next is executing the order. When the shares can be bought or sold at price mentioned, it will be communicated to the broker's terminal and the order will execute it electronically. The broker will issue a trade confirmation slip to the investors. In this way, the order of the client is executed by an agent in electronic form. Next is issue of contract note. After the trade has been executed, within 24 hours, the broker issue a contract note. A unique order code number is assigned to each transaction by the stock exchange and is printed on the contract note. It contains details of the numbers of the shares bought or sold, the price, the date and time of the deal, and the brokerage charges. This is an important document as it is legally enforceable and helps to settle claims between investor and broker. Delivery of the shares sold, payment for shares bought. Now the investor has to deliver the shares sold or pay cash for the shares bought to the broker. This should be done immediately after receiving the contract note or before the date when the broker shall make payment or delivery of shares to the exchange. This is called the pay-in day. Settlement of the deal. Next, cash is paid on securities or securities are delivered to the stock exchange by the broker on pay-in day, which is before the T plus 2 days, transaction plus 2 days, as the deal has to be settled and finalized on the T plus 2 days. The settlement cycle is on T plus 2 day on a rolling settlement basis, well effective from 1st April 2003. On T plus 2 day, the stock exchange will deliver the shares or make payment to the other broker. This is called the payout day. The other broker then has to make payment to the investor within 24 hours of the payout day, since he has already received payment from exchange. The broker will deliver or will make delivery of the shares in the demat form directly to the investor's demat account. The investor has to give detail of his demat account and instruct his depository participant to take delivery of the securities directly in his beneficial owner account. In this way, the settlement of the deal will take place through the stock exchange and with the controlling authority of the share market is the SEBI, Security and Exchange Board of India. So the objective of SEBI. The overall objective of the SEBI is to protect the interest of investor and to promote the development of and regulate the securities market. This may be elaborated as follows. To regulate stock exchange and the securities industry to promote their orderly functioning. To protect the rights and interests of the investor, particularly individual investor, and to guide and educate them. To prevent trading malpractices and achieve a balance between self-regulation by the securities industry and its statutory regulation. To regulate and develop a code of conduct and fair practices by intermediaries like broker, merchant, banker with a view to making them competitive and professional. The SEBI was established by the Government of India on April 1, 1998 as an interim administrative body to promote orderly and healthy growth of securities market for investor protection. It was to function under the overall administrative control of the Ministry of the Finance of the Government of India. The SEBI was given a statutory status on 30th January 1992 through an ordinance. Functions of SEBI. Protective function. Prohibition of fraudulent and unfair trade practices like making misleading statement, manipulation, price rigging, etc. Controlling insider trading. Insider trading, the main broker shall not trade inside, and imposing penalties for such practices. Undertaking steps for investor protection. Promotion of fair practices and code of conduct in securities market. Next is development function. Training of intermediaries of the securities market. Conducting research and publishing information useful to all market participants. Undertaking measures to develop the capital market by adopting a flexible approach. Regulatory function. Registration of brokers and sub-broker and other players in the market. Registration of collective investment scheme and mutual funds. Regulation of stockbroker, portfolio exchange, underwriters and merchant bankers, and the business and stock exchange and any other securities market. Regulation of takeover bids by companies. Calling for information by undertaking inspection, conducting inquiries and audits of stock exchange and intermediaries. Levying fee or other charges for carrying out the purposes of the Act. Performing and exercising such powers under Securities Contract Regulation Act 1956 as may be delegated by the Government of India. So there you can find a stock exchange. SEBI performs several type of functions which is necessary for the overall development and regulation of the secondary market in our country. So basically there are three types of the function: protective function, development function and regulatory function. Though all the sphere and activities are covered under this function, still if the SEBI feels that there is some requirement with regard to the extra direction required for the protection, the moment SEBI feels that such circular or notice is required, immediately SEBI issue a notice for that effect, and in this way they are maintaining the very healthy trading practices in the country. This is the function of SEBI.